Wisconsin Badgers. He's a 340 1,500-meter runner and a Big Ten indoor champion in the 5,000 meters, 13:49. And then Matt McClintock, if we're going to keep the Big Ten pride going. We're stepping to the line now. Matt McClintock here, former Purdue athlete, and he came back from injury this year to run 28:13 at the Sound Running track meet in the 10,000 meters, and he won that second heat there. So he's looking to carry that fitness over to the 5K.
And then a late entry to the field is Sam Chalenga, formerly of Liberty, a long, long time ago, now representing the U.S. Army. He was 8th at the Olympic trials in the 10K, and he has, I believe, a lifetime best of 13:09 for 5K. So, you know, Ben, one of the guys who maybe really needs this race most, will have company.
Never to be overlooked, Sam Chalenga. And he's run, 13:27 this season at Portland Track Festival. 8th in the Olympic trials in the 10K just a few days ago.
So 13:13, you know, you've got two guys up front that you can trust to bring you where you need to be. Luis Carvalho, fresh off a 1,500 PR up front. And then you have, of course, Ali Hoare with a backwards cap, a real sign to let people know that he's having fun.
Yeah, that's a great Fun Boy Summer cap there. What was that? It looked like we were 62 seconds or close to it through the quarter, and we need 63.5s if we want to be on 13:13.5 pace here.
I believe in their ability to do that. And so Matt Baxter is the first one off the rabbit. Then you see Ben Flanagan on your screen, and then Thompson in the blue Tracksmith kit.
Then Sam Chalenga behind him. And look at that camera angle there, catching the hillsides too. And then we go to the drone shot, of course.
We're going to be getting splits at the 600 mark, or
Correct.
It was, and that was a 64.5. So again, you know, they went out a little faster than they needed to, and then they settled in. They're going to find that rhythm, be where they need to be. Again, guys up front that you can trust, just look at the back, just follow. Don't worry about the pace. Honestly, get lost.
So that was about a 2:07 800 meters there as well for Luis Grijalva up front.
And Sam Chalenga running on the outside of Ben Flanagan there. I'm very interested to see how he is recovering off of a 10K. I mean, he is very, very busy in the Army. I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and he will go long periods of times in which he's out in the desert and unable to train, but he was given a little bit of time away this spring so that he could get himself into shape and make a bid for the Olympic team. And so we're seeing the fruit of that labor.
Yeah, and he's been working his fitness down ever so slightly this entire season and getting back into good form here. And this might be his race to shine right here.
So Matt Baxter in third, you know, he has a personal best of 13:27 for 5K, but he is a guy who I know, and he probably knows, and I'm sure Coach Ben Rosario knows, is capable of a huge breakthrough at any point, and I'm hoping that it's here today.
Yeah, Matt Baxter, he's been the talk of the town coming into this meet, and he's ready to go. They were at 3:11 there at 1,200 meters, so 3:10.5 the time needed for that 13:13.5. But as we both know, it's okay to be slightly off the pace.
We love the negative split here.
The negatives, yeah, we're all about it.
I can talk about the negative split, smell the finish line.
Yeah, don't come upstairs if you don't want to hear about the negative split.
And, you know, that's part of it. Like, they're not trying to run 13 flat here today. They have a very specific goal of that 13:13, and you're just going to stay just off it until the final couple laps, and that's when you really go get your money.
Yeah, 4:15 through 1,600 meters there, 4:14 the pace needed. So we're right in your wheelhouse with the negative split, Kyle.
They're starting to form into, it seems like, two packs as our rabbit, Ali Hoare, is doing a great job. Clearly, you know, he looked fantastic doing the 1,300 earlier, and I have a feeling he could have gone another 200 based off the way he's looking right now.
Yeah, he won that 1,300 with some distance to spare.
And so that 400 was 64.4, so just off those 63s that we're looking for. Again, no reason to panic, although we are starting to see some slight separation behind Flanagan as Chalenga is giving him a tiny bit of room.
So these two men up front, we know Chalenga has a 10K in his legs, but Matt Baxter and Ben Flanagan coming into this race fresh and sharp and looking to do some damage. And we were talking earlier with the coaches, and they were saying they're looking at around 13:20 pace to start this out. So it's a little hotter than that.
That's definitely the way to do it. And just below the screen on the drone, you see there the Mexican athlete Jose Juan Esperanza starting to go around Chalenga and Thompson and bridge that gap up to Flanagan. He wants it. And, you know, if he's going to make this Olympics, he's going to need this 13:13 mark himself. And we're not here to not make the Olympics. We're here to do it.
Yeah, so you're going to see some gentlemen taking some shots here, giving it everything they have because they have nothing to hold back for this evening. And a perfect evening to do it here at the McKenzie Community Track. Fantastic setting. Temperatures dropped. The sun has gone down behind the hills now. And it's just fantastic. It's golden hour out here, Kyle.
That was a 64.0 for Flanagan as he's just put about a half second on Baxter. I don't know yet how far Ollie is going to be able to take him, but hopefully as much as possible because Flanagan looks really comfortable right now, but there's a chance that he's going to start running away from people.
And they're 6:23 at 2,400 meters there. So 6:21, the 13:13.5 pace. So right there, and right now it's Ben Flanagan has a huge gap back to Matt Baxter. So it's Ben Flanagan sticking on Ollie Hoare. And yet, like you said, we don't know how much longer Ben Flanagan is going to have company in this race.
Esperanza, definitely has his eyes set still on the back of Flanagan. I don't think he's given up, hopefully reattaching at one point. But if Flanagan's going to keep throwing down the way he is right now, that was a 63.0, so a significant injection of pace there when considering where they need to be.
So Ollie Hoare and Ben Flanagan holding on to him as they approach 2,800 meters here when they hit the finish line, 3,000 meters, of course, and we'll get a better idea of how this race is shaping up.
Flanagan, the real breakout race for him was at NCAA's in the 10K just a few years ago. He was a surprise victor with a wild last lap. Huge shout out to his mom, and then he would go on to win the Falmouth Road Race, and just a really accomplished runner. And, he's one guy that we know has been capable of making the Olympic team, and now this is the opportunity to finally make it happen.
An aerobic monster, Ben Flanagan, and part of a long line of Canadian athletes matriculating down to the University of Michigan to be coached now by Kevin Sullivan, formerly Ron Warhurst, who had an athlete in the 1,500, Nick Willis.
So he comes through 3K in 8 flat. That was a 65, so one of his slowest laps yet. But still, 8 flat, 13:20. It's very much in sight right now. But as Ollie Hoare has now stepped off, it is going to be up to Ben to do this the hard way.
So this is a solo effort now, cruising into the final 2,000 meters. Unless Jose Esparza can make something happen and Matt Baxter can jump up there. But those would be some amazing laps coming up here if Ben Flanagan were to stay on pace. And we'll see what this is, 8:33 through 3,200 meters.
I'm sure it was a very tough decision whether or not he would come race here this evening or head back to Canada to do the national champs there, but they are still under strict COVID protocol, and you would need to quarantine, and there's just lots of complications involved. And if he can just make it happen here by himself, then, obviously that would have been the right decision.
So Ben Flanagan, obviously a guy with extreme mental toughness here. He's won long-distance races in the past, like you said, road races, significantly longer than 5,000 meters. And he's done that at a young age, right out of college, too, which a lot of guys in college are just still track guys at that point.
He looks good, but that was a 66. So, once again, a slower lap than he would be wanting. Hopefully, someone on the infield is letting him know that the pace is starting to lag and that he can immediately get back on it if he is capable.
Looks like the head's starting to go from side to side a little bit. He's feeling the pain. This is getting near the toughest part of the 5K. We've got a little over 1,000 meters to go here.
That race that he ran earlier in the season in 13:20, he had the benefit of working off of Ben True and kicking, and it's a little bit easier, obviously, when you have some help and you are in the race as opposed to just racing against the clock. But hopefully he's got one more move yet that we have not yet seen.
and gearing up here. He's approaching the finish line with a few laps to go. Ben Flanagan all alone here at the McKenzie Community Track. And the crowd is cheering him on. We can hear him outside there. There's a good crowd forming this evening, and there's a good race forming as well. Matt Baxter here.
And then we have, I believe, is that Alan Hacker, who has now moved into second place. He is just past Matt Baxter, and he is looking strong. He's having a great second half team for sure.
So Ben Flanagan approaching 4,000 meters now. He'll have a K to go when he gets to the line here at the 200-meter mark. And that's Hacker, and then Matt Baxter.
And then that, Alan had that tough fall at NCAAs. As you said, Byrne thought that he is in great shape and had an opportunity to hopefully get under 13:30, and that is still very much in sight, especially when you consider that he is starting to pick people off. But Flanagan making a look back, seeing just how much room he has.
So Flanagan clicking off 66 highs now, and he'll need to work his way back to try and get down to 63, 64s if he can for these final couple laps.
They are strung all the way out. There's not many packs on this track right now. It is, as we said, you're here to run fast. You're going to take a chance. It's one of the last meets within the qualifying window, and we are seeing some of the carnage that comes with that.
Yeah, a lot of carnage coming from taking your shots here, and we got Ben Flanagan coming down the back straight.
It is a calm night, but it is still warm. It is in the low-mid 70s. So it could possibly be a little bit of a factor, but at this point in the race, with just 600 meters to go, it's about racing.
So we'll see if Ben Flanagan can hold on here. That was 11:56, 4,400 meters.
So it does seem like those hopes of the Olympic standard have gone out the window, but now it's about holding on for the win as Alan is trying to reel him in, and Ben every now and then takes a little peek back, sees what is going on behind him.
And here we go. We've got a lap to go in the men's 5,000 meters here. Ben Flanagan still at the front, 12:30 on the clock. We'll see if he can hold this as Olin Hacker comes through, but Ben Flanagan has a good gap on Olin Hacker at the moment.
And in third, that is Matt Baxter, also looking strong. But it is all Ben Flanagan up front with less than 300 meters to go. I think that he's going to have enough real estate to hold off Alan, who is starting to move. His stride is very much open, but I do think Ben was starting to sense that the gap was getting smaller and smaller and is finding something deep down in him right now to readjust what he came here to do, which was get the standard and hold on for the win.
So we're not seeing Olin Hacker in the screen there. Well, there he is. So Ben Flanagan still has a significant gap going into the final stretch here. And Ben Flanagan cruising in.
He's gritting his teeth. He has not quit. Olin is having a great race. Is going to have a big breakthrough personal best for him. But Flanagan with 50 meters to go, still looking back, grinding through the line. He's going to make it there in 13:33.
13:33, good performance for Ben Flanagan here at the McKenzie Community Track, and that's the win. Matt Baxter coming into the line here in about 13:44, and then Chalenga 13:47. And here's Jacob Thompson, 13:51, and Matt Mcclintock with the PR, 13:53.
It looks like it was a warm one out there based off of the way those guys are looking. It's a hot one. With the 800, it's perfect. The 5K, it's a little brutal.
Yeah, it's unseasonably warm in Oregon this time of year right now. We saw it at the Olympic trials yesterday. The temperature on the track was scorching. And here we got Ben Flanagan. Olin Hacker got him in his sights there, staring straight at his back. But Flanagan, look at that smile under the mustache, cruising into the finish line here.
Some kudos to him because obviously he was here to run a little bit faster.
The man went for it.
Not what he wanted. Yeah, he did go for it, and things did set up well through 3K. But when it did start to fall apart a little bit, it seems like he did a really good job mentally of readjusting and saying, "I'm going to hold on, get a solid time, but most importantly, I'm going to win."
Yeah, and when you have to readjust like that in the 5K, it can be a little difficult when you see that the goal is slipping away and that you have to reevaluate your goals here on the track for this race.
It's tough to do that in real time, so props to him for that. I know that he is going to be a little bit disappointed, not quite what he was looking for, but a win is a win.